Okay. I'm so sorry I was waiting for one more person to join. We kind of got off to a good start. My name is Coach Adame, and welcome to Virtual Visitors and Volunteers. And I'm pretty excited about this topic. Um, it's really about connecting not just within the classroom, but outside of the classroom. In a sense, we've definitely been able to expand what this can look like as technology has really come up to speed with the ability to connect everyone. I mean, it really is accessible to everyone for us to be able to connect globally now. And this topic is also covered in focus field by those. So if you don't, if you need more information and resources, stay tuned with the focus. I got reintroduced to this at the beginning of the year in January when we all met as a group of I3s, to go over the connecting the topic. And really well put that together. I wanted to be able to share that. The basic idea behind the virtual visitors and volunteers is to connect resources, whether local or global, to our students and really create immersive, interactive environments. Welcome, great. Thank you for joining us. And I was just going over the fact that the topic is based on training that I had back in January as I3s for connecting globally. Some great ideas. And it just reminded me of some stuff I've done pre-COVID when internet and connectability was it was much harder. You know, trying to like Skype, if we're not differently with Skype, was just it's the same that the technology wasn't there to make sure that we had the interaction place, and it just wasn't the places. So back in January, we touched base on one of the topics that will be introduced also today as a focus skill, was introduced to the IT team. So resources definitely stay tuned. And, what it can look like in regards to practicing globally connected and using things like video connection that you have and include your meeting, including the Google Meets. But there's so many other choices now. Like Zoom, there's another feature you can use. And, just in regards to the pre-work that you have to do to set up something like this, that's kind of what we're going to cover. The pre-learning that's going to go on with the students, and then the skills that students need to engage online. And that's for teachers who are using this type of technology in the classroom. But it was a super fun way and so engaging. You get to kind of also be the student at that same time when you've got an expert coming into the classroom. As I mentioned, I'll go ahead and share this. Here. And share that part of it. To see chat, but I will be able to see raise your hand. Adame, Christina Adame, Chinese me. This is a low focus field that we cover once. So we connected. There are some different things that we brought that I've included in this presentation. The ISTEs, which are the standards for educators and students, and how to be a collaborator and facilitator. And these links are available to just to kind of really understand the intention behind the lessons. And this can also be part of the question T test and planning activities which is a great way to explore classroom culture. There's just a quick example of how it can look in terms of it being student-centered, original students, and to the title, which is Visitors with Volunteers, and being able to put a community, whether it's experts, for example, whether it's people just on your campus, I think would be neat. I also tie this in with school counselors as they guidance counseling, career paths, things like that, getting students excited about various jobs. Let's talk about what the virtual visitors and volunteers look like. So here's the purpose, and then I'll go through some examples. Virtual visitors volunteers. These are opportunities to meet and greet individuals from across the globe, but also in your very own neighborhood. I was born on Cicely Street, so I always think about the people in your neighborhood and the songs that teach about uh, the different parts of the community that can get kids excited about the different jobs and roles that each of us take. But so that's locally, again, on campus, and then globally. And then not just inspire student learning, but also to build relationships with our community. So let's take a look at one of the examples here where you can get YouTube. So YouTube is one example where you would check out this resource, and you can see across the top, they have the option for live interaction. That's one of the features that they have. You also can give you information about upcoming events. So you can see as I scroll down, there's one on the 7th. It's 4 hours, started 4 hours ago. There's one that's scheduled for tonight. Clearly, that wouldn't we would not be able to use students. And that parents, which could be a fun way to come and take a safari and do some parent engagement and activity. Of course, there's but different ones at different times. So these are ones where just an example of finding something that would be interesting to give a lesson on. And you just need to go through and find one that would be scheduled at a time that your students can participate in. So that's a pretty quick one. If we click on, that's a pretty easy one to look at. So this one was 4 hours ago. And what's great about this type of a thing, this type of a setup using this resource, is you've got a chat window where students can be taught to prepare lessons. Interaction with the expert. This expert is called the tutor lady. And using the chat, which is done within the classroom, they could ask questions of the experts and then have the live reactions and answers from them. So that's just a little example of a resource called the really, YouTube, you could go on YouTube and find anything that you're teaching on. Filter it out so that you can find something that's filter it build a relationship with those different resources. Specifically, like NASA. NASA is another example of a channel that is available. You can also look at channels that involve other campuses, other schools, other districts, and set up something through YouTube, which I think is, again, a great, easy feature. So many people are using it nowadays that you could definitely set up that interaction with that type of a visitor. It could be an expert. Another way that we could set up a virtual visitor is through Google Sites. Just gives you some basic information. Skype a scientist. This is the one I have also used like way before COVID, Skype with Scientists Live. They now, if you go through Microsoft Skype, have a huge educational area where you can, they have their experts who do this, who have experience doing this. They're available. You can set it up through a calendar to schedule a time that works for your classroom. So this is just an example I wanted to share where there are the calendar of events. We've got it posted in spring 2023, the different months, who they so that month. Just go through it. It's set that time to make it next. Some information, March 25th, Easter time. We just basically reserve that special expert Skype programs like that. The Skype is experts available to you. It's kind of a great way. You just need to make sure you reserve it in advance. So that one requires a little bit more prepping in your calendar so that you've got the information for your classroom specifically. The one that's super useful that a lot of elementary classrooms is Class Dojo. Now, Class Dojo, it's not necessarily going to be live, since we've got some action needed. But what I do like about Class Dojo is that it's set up a lot like it is set up a lot like social platforms are, where you can do a host room. So here's me, and in this area, you've got a place where you can include record a video and post it. So I've done this where I've done challenges with classroom or a specific classroom where I give parents or kids an opportunity to post a video and view it and discuss it. So that can be a way that you've got a virtual, but not live, person attending and presenting in your classroom. So that is just one way that you can get a virtual visitor. Going back to Class Dojo and having a virtual volunteer, I thought it would be really fun. There are two different events that we have here on campus. We had just last month, it was like, I took it off the calendar, February 23rd, was digital. We used Class Dojo as a way to feature, or a way to challenge kids. Way to challenge kids, to not just kids, challenge parents to read and participate in digital learning. So I posted the video. What's cool about it is you can see at the bottom of it how many parents actually participated in viewing the video. Now I don't have any additional comments in this section right here, but that just is a way to get interaction with the parent, get them engaged, as well as to get the kids excited about participating. So even though it might not be live, you could do a lesson where parents are given the challenge. Maybe they do it in a time that's more convenient for them. They go back and post it, and then within the classroom setting, you could pull up the different videos that they posted and use that as a part of the discussion. So, for example, in terms of the pre-work that a teacher might have to do, maybe the lesson is looking at, like, for example, on Digital Learning Day, I did a video clip of students doing Black History Month in the classroom. Into the classroom, there's a teacher who uses technology to talk about history. So instead of just, and I'm, can you get it right there? I'll pause right there. So in that classroom environment, she has got the monitor looking at pictures, but instead of it being pictures, you could actually be somebody talking about a meaningful role model to Black History Month, somebody from African American uh, background or experience. Maybe, maybe it could be interviewing somebody who um, had a significant uh, impact on them. Some yikes, it must be talking about. Thank you for that. But this is a way that you can use Class Dojo, setting challenges, recording it, and then getting the parents to interact. And so that way, you've got people who are able to participate virtually, contributing. It can be engaging for the students as well, and then bringing it back into the classroom for a learning opportunity. So it does not have to just be live interaction so much as it is video interaction or digital interaction and using the media platforms that we have available to us. If in any of it, wherever I'm going to stop presenting, scenario where you're wanting to have other people join you in the classroom, I think that's going to be a fun way to engage both the students as well as our community partners. And plenty of opportunities that families want to volunteer. Here's one way where they can volunteer by giving their own background information, resources, talking about the jobs that they do, and using that around a lesson in the classroom. Again, with teachers, they would have to, some of the pre-work would be, what's the topic, what kind of questions can the students develop for the interaction, giving them the background information that they need. So, for example, if you wanted to interview the mayor of Garland or the mayor of Raleigh or a fire department person, the chief, giving them some background information as to what those roles might be, having a discussion as to what do the students think they do, what kind of how can you think they benefit the community. So preparing the students for the background information they may need, as well as then how they preparing them for the interaction and what does that look like. Maybe having a role play what that taking turns and interviewing process might look like. And then, kind of debriefing, go back over and talk about maybe having that as a part of the writing assignment, the writing practice, where they reflect on the experience. And that can set them up for the next virtual interview, even a trip. We saw in the Wild Earth that they had the, let me share my screen again, where Wild Earth was going to a location. You can certainly focus on a location and use that as a virtual type of field trip. So, let's see. Resources I mentioned in the classroom, I can definitely share this with you. Flipgrid and Griffin, there's another way that you can use video type of platform in the classroom. There was this other one called Connected in the Classroom. And that's Facebook, if you feel comfortable having, like I know our PTA has a Rowlett page, PTA page, but if your campus or if you're maybe if you have a group that has the district approved or an official type of page that is a private page, you could also use Facebook. But this is a group on Facebook called Connected Classrooms that kind of help share ideas on how to use Facebook to connect with students. Locally, globally, virtually. to that presentation. Share. I'll share the presentation so that we can take a look at it. Then chat along with feedback. Chat. So that you can get your reports. I think that's everything to share. I've done this also with an organization called We.org. They like where you can talk to kids. We.org is a great program that does community outreach service. They actually came to Garland a few years ago and did a big event with Polis. It promotes teaching kids about volunteering, outreach type projects, getting out in the community. But they host a variety of events that the kids can watch in the classroom, and then they also have submit questions and those of that too. So I appreciate your time. I want to be mindful of the fact that we're going to have you here and just share a bit of information. There's some great resource links in the slide. And if you have any more questions, stay tuned. Like I said, May is when I really focus on that skill of being a global collaborator in the classroom and as a facilitator. So enjoy spring break. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day. Bye.